Hello and welcome. My name is Lee Burke. My pronouns are they, them, and I am a career development coordinator in the Academic and Career Advising Center. In this video, I'm going to cover some job and internship search strategies and resources to help you get started. Closed captions for this video are available by clicking the CC button in the lower right corner. Today, we'll cover factors to consider when searching for a position, how to network and learn about opportunities, resources to help you explore potential career paths if you're still unsure about what you might want to do with your degree, strategies and platforms to help you get started with your search. Please note that this presentation will not go into detail on every topic in order to keep the video a manageable length. For more information on these topics and more, I encourage you to check out our full-length job and internship search strategies career chat, as well as review the resources on the job and internship search page on the Academic and Career Advising Center website. Now, when we first start thinking about what to look for a job or an internship, many people just think about pulling up Indeed and scrolling through what seems like an endless list of things that are open. This can seem really overwhelming. What can help you narrow down or explore some options is to start with some self-reflection. So ask yourself these questions and answer them honestly. What have you enjoyed doing in life? So this isn't exclusive to jobs you've held. For some of you, this might be crafts, volunteering, sports. Even if you don't turn a hobby you love into something you make money from, what does it represent? Maybe you like working with your hands, or maybe you like working on teams. What do you want to learn or accomplish? What goals do you have personally and professionally that your work plays a role in? What type of things, what type of work do you find fulfilling? Do you like helping people? Do you like working with plants, animals, technology, numbers? What types of industries do you want to work in or learn more about? Next, what kind of workplace do you want to work in? Every one of us has different priorities in terms of environment, values, and culture that we look for in a future employer. This can be based on our identities, past experiences, professional needs and goals, and where we are in life. Workplace culture goes beyond environment, but it affects it. A couple of examples of priorities you may have for workplace culture are employee recognition, professional development, and equity, diversity, and inclusion. If any of these are priorities for you, you may want to know if an employer invests time, resources, and/or money into these efforts. You can research employee websites and social media to begin learning more about their culture and ask about it further in an interview. Why is this important? Being your true and authentic self unapologetically in the job search and interviewing process. Really reflecting on your workplace values is key to preventing burnout or quickly leaving an employer you didn't align well with and having to do job searching all over again. Next, let's talk about location. Do you know where you want to be geographically? A resource for exploring potential cities or states if you're looking to leave Wisconsin is Going Global, which you can access through the Academic and Career Advising Center Job and Internship Search page. For anyone who might be interested in working or studying abroad, it also contains global city and country guides with information on things like major industries and employers, cultural hiring practices to be aware of, and also information like cost of living. Going Global also has an employer directory with H-1B visa information for international students who are eventually looking for sponsorship. Now, let's talk about money. Oftentimes for internships, there isn't an opportunity to negotiate pay, but you can oftentimes do so for full-time positions. A good first step is to have a budget in mind. If you can't cover your bills on the offered salary, that's an issue. A great resource to use is the MIT Living Wage Calculator, which can also be found on our job and internship search page. It gives you city and county data across the US for what hourly wage will meet basic needs in that area. Now, it's important to note it doesn't take into consideration things like debt you're already repaying, like a car loan or student loans, so those things will need to be factored in additionally, but it's a good place to start a foundation for a budget if you don't already have one. Now, let's look at some exploration and search resources. If you're still unsure of what types of career paths or industries you may want to work in, these are a couple of great resources to check out to help you start that exploration. These sites are all linked on the major and career exploration page on our website. What Can I Do with This Major allows you to explore common industries that people with your major or majors work in, along with giving you some job titles and career advice for various pathways to explore. Candid Career has short video interviews with professionals who do everything from construction management to surgery to forestry and beyond. So if you're exploring career paths, you can listen in on what it's like to be an investment banker or an optometrist. And it allows you to dig into the field just a little bit deeper, get to know things in a little snapshot way. The Occupational Outlook Handbook has a great feature that allows you to explore career paths and learn about connected careers. So it has a similar career paths tab when you're looking at things. So if you're, for example, interested in social work, but you're also interested in what other types of helping profession careers are out there, it has a similar careers tab that will allow you to explore other options that are connected. And finally, ONET has assessments for you to evaluate your interests and your values, similar to those questions we tackled earlier, and how they connect to different types of careers. So when you do the assessment, it'll actually give you a code, and that connects directly to different career paths that are associated with being better for those types of personalities. So on the last slide, we talked about Candid Career and how you can watch short clips from professionals about what they do and how they got where they are today. This is called an informational interview. Conducting one on your own gives you the chance to connect one-on-one with a professional in your field of interest and ask them questions that can help you decide if it's a good match for your skills and your interests. It's also a great first step in networking with professionals in your field. This is an example we have on our slide for an email version you could send to someone you were looking to learn more about or an industry you were looking to learn more about, along with some sample questions you may ask if you were doing an informational interview. The Academic and Career Advising Center also has an informational interview guide on our major and career exploration page with additional information on it to support you if you decided to pursue this process. So, we've talked about narrowing down things like location, type of job, type of employer, or some combination of these factors. And you're ready to start searching, but how do you get started? Bad news, there's no one magical place to go to find a job. The good news is there are a lot of resources out there to help you based on your industry, your goals, and your interests. A great first place to start is a handshake. Every UWSP student has an account, so all you have to do is log in with your UWSP credentials and begin filling out your profile and searching for positions today. The key to getting the most out of a handshake is to make sure you fill out that interests box in your profile. Next is LinkedIn, which is a great resource for a lot of people. It's a social media site that allows you to network with thousands of people, but it also has a job search platform that you can use to look for opportunities. Some people use this for just one of the two features, and some people use it for both. Speaking of networking, another resource you can use for networking and searching for jobs is professional organizations. There are many national and international organizations with a wide variety of industries that are great opportunities to connect with professionals in your field, and most have some job search resources or job pages. Some professional organizations will require you to pay a membership fee in order to access these resources, but there are lots of free options out there, so you shouldn't need to pay unless you really want to be a member of that specific organization. Of course, if you're interested in working for a particular employer, it's best to go directly to their career or employment page for the most up-to-date information about their openings. Additionally, there are a lot of other posting databases out there that you can use in your job or internship search. Indeed and Glassdoor are a couple of examples on this slide. I would recommend only picking a couple to use because honestly, there's a large volume and it can be really overwhelming. There are also a couple of certain sites for specific industries. So an example is WeCan, which is for Wisconsin teaching jobs. WISC jobs is for State of Wisconsin jobs, and USA jobs is for federal positions. A quick note about USA jobs, their website has a lot of helpful information about applying for federal jobs as a veteran and how to qualify for veteran preference if that applies to you. Some additional things to keep in mind as you're job searching. In addition to job search sites, it's a good idea to create a top 5 or a top 10 list of employers you'd love to work for, and then do a little bit of research about why you're interested in working for them. This just helps you prep in advance of things like writing cover letters and prepping for interviews. Unfortunately, search features within job platforms don't function quite the same as Google, so you oftentimes need to put a little more information in than just the keyword in the search bar to get the best results. If you want good tailored results, you'll want to leverage the filters for things like work type, part-time, full-time internship, remote or hybrid, location, and other filters based on the specific platform. Last but not least, we always hope that you don't encounter scams, but unfortunately we know that they are out there. Be wary of offers that seem too good to be true. Maybe they list a very high salary for little to no work or hours. They require you to invest their own money or ask you for sensitive personal information such as social security number or banking information as part of the application. This is information you'll eventually provide for things like background check and hiring paperwork, but it should not be part of an application. If you're ever unsure, trust your instincts, right? Trust your gut, and talk to someone before you hit submit or accept an offer if you're not sure, okay? I would be remiss when talking about job searching to not also talk about mental health. Stress and anxiety are often part of the job search process, whether we like it or not, because you're usually adding your job search on top of all the other responsibilities that you have in life. A couple of good practices for managing some of that stress and anxiety are focusing on what you can control. There's a lot out there you can't control with the job market, so focusing on things like your materials and your preparation can be really helpful in staying in control of those things, right? Setting yourself up for success by creating realistic expectations for yourself. You need to remember to take care of yourself during this process, even if you have really ambitious goals about how many jobs you're going to apply for or how many hours you're going to spend doing this work. And know when you're most productive with applying for positions and try to create a consistent schedule when possible. This just helps with creating that routine of moving through this process. Now let's talk about imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is that feeling that your accomplishments aren't your own, that you're a fraud and will be found out. This can be challenging in the job search process because it can make you believe that you shouldn't apply for a position that you're qualified for or excel in, right? A couple strategies that can be helpful are talking with someone who knows you and your accomplishments well. Having a place where you're keeping track of your accomplishments, right? Whether that's digitally or physically. They can be professional and personal, but something where you can pull out if you need that confidence boost. And last, keeping on top of that negative self-talk. Even if you need to just step away from your search for a short bit to get in a better mindset, right? That self-talk can really drag you down in your process. And just know that it is perfectly okay to seek out a professional if you find yourself dealing with stress, anxiety, and or imposter syndrome during the job search and need that extra support. Rejection is something that is also part of the job search process, so let's talk about some strategies. If you get a no from a position you really wanted, feel your feelings. You are allowed to be upset or frustrated. Okay, job searching tests our coping skills and our patience. So know that your feelings are valid. You're allowed to feel them. They are perfectly okay, right? Give yourself permission to take breaks if you need to, right? If you get that no and you're really frustrated or you're feeling really defeated, take time away. It's okay to step away from the process to take care of yourself if you need to, okay? Last note here, one thing to keep in mind with job searching is that even if you apply for a job that you think you'll love or you really nail an interview, you want to keep applying and interviewing until you have an offer in writing, okay? If you've gotten a no from a position, it is okay to reach out to the HR person and ask if they'd be willing to give you feedback on your materials or your interview. If you find that you've been asking for feedback and you're not getting answers, or you don't feel like you're getting anything helpful, or you're just feeling stuck, I'm going to recommend that you kind of hit pause, right? Hit pause and meet with somebody, whether that's someone from the Academic and Career Advising Center, a faculty member, or a mentor. Have them look at your materials, do a practice interview, or strategize a game plan for approaching your search a little bit differently. If you're hitting that wall, we want to make sure that we can come up with a different plan, right? Can we tweak something? Can we reformat something? Can we try a different approach to the answer to an interview question? If we can make small changes that can help you be successful, that's ideal, right? Versus trying to overhaul something or continuing down a path that doesn't seem to be working for you, okay? On this slide are just a few resources for additional information that I would encourage you all to check out. Candid career videos about avoiding job fraud and advice about if, when, and how to disclose a disability in the job search, along with ADA employment rights information. And then we have additional resources about fair hiring standards federally with the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, and then Wisconsin-specific fair hiring practices with the Wisconsin Department of Workforce Development. These are just some things to be aware of as you navigate the job search process. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this recording. If you'd like additional support or resources for your job or internship search, be sure to check out our website or attend our full-length career chat on the subject. You can also call or email the Academic and Career Advising Center to schedule an appointment for one-on-one assistance. Thanks and have a great day.